Your mid-face ratio is cool.
You're at all hating on Clavicular for that one stream he did where he assembled
The Avengers?
then you're the problem, respectfully.
This is for all the bullshit that I gotta watch on my fucking feed.
The ADL wrote an article about us, like every single media outlet.
What's up, guys? Today I'd like to talk about LooksMaxxing. If you're not familiar with LooksMaxxing, it's supposed to be the younger man's, not even the younger man's, because LooksMaxxing has been here since what, like 2010? Yeah, no, those guys aren't young. Dude, being 10 in 2010, that's crazy. If you aren't familiar with LooksMaxxing, it's supposedly the man's version of self-care, or at least to give the illusion that they care about themselves, when honestly, it is the furthest from that. I like to think that LooksMaxxing is the child of gendered products, and this is probably the first time where having both parents in your life is the worst thing that could ever happen. Instead of going through the different nuances that there is to LooksMaxxing, like soft maxing, hard maxing, black pill, I already made a video on that. Instead, I want to look at this Quizlet of LooksMaxxing terminology, because while I was doing research on this video, the LooksMaxxers were saying words that for sure do not exist. But before I go any further, I want to issue an apology to the lady in this specific clip. I couldn't find the original for it, so I went to my video that you should watch. Yeah, I'm gonna take accountability. I called her a bitch. But after I posted that video, I got a bunch of comments that had told me what happened in reality is the lady was just defending the other women being harassed by Murr from the Impractical Jokers.
Joe stabbed Murray in his throat. No.
Shocker, the balding 20-year-old is the problem.
I don't want to lose.
Not one of my best moments. That is for sure up there with that DID schizophrenia take. Yeah. I can't even watch that video anymore. So instead of just going through these terms and learning like a normal person, I'm just gonna go straight to the test. I gotta make an account. Bone smashing. These are not the terminologies that were being used. I'm just gonna keep going through these and then I'll explain what I was talking about. Vasectomy. Why would an incel need a vasectomy if he chooses to be celibate? Unless he doesn't want his sock to get pregnant or something like that? Canthal tilt. Okay, this one, yeah, for sure. I've seen this one going around the community. The angle of one's eyes. If a straight line were to be drawn across them, can be positive, most ideal, neutral, or negative, least ideal. The angle of one's eyes. My eyes kind of go down. In fact, I think that gives me more personality. I look like the tired Aizawa character. Nandimo. Yada yada does. Okay, Stacy. I was confused on what a Stacy was. I assume it's just the woman that's ideal, just the Chad alternative, the opposite Chad. Becky, a term referring to the average woman. Becky being the average woman doesn't make sense because Beyonce told Jay-Z to call Becky with the good hair. To sum it up, there was this one video I seen of this one LooksMaxxer. I guess he was talking to a Becky. The Becky didn't find him attractive, so he said her Canthal tilt was on -5, subpar 5 scaling.
Who the fuck are you? You're an LTV and everyone's gonna call you that. Your mid-face ratio is cool.
Why don't I just look that up? LTN, low tier normie, 5 to 6 out of 10. Dude, for any younger people getting into this, what is this, movement? Don't. I'm not gonna lie. I think the Chad being the peak attractiveness scale should be your first dog whistle. This is like my 5th one.
What do you say?
It's hard to call Winton. He act like he can't hear me. But you know, nothing's new under the sun. This isn't surprising at all. There was a certain dictator who he looks walked so they could looks run. There's also a term that they use that's like ascending. Ascending is when they go from being a normal person to looking like a target model behind the swagged out plus size mannequins. If I kept adding any more descriptors about the mannequins, Forgiato Blow would have made a second target this transition because I didn't know how to get to this part. So yeah, I stumbled across this creator named Beyblade. I stumbled across this Beyblade. Yeah, I'm the strongest blader. I don't do that sports bang shit. All right, I destroy planets. Sorry to burst your Beyblade, but we die about this shit over here. So you either let it rip or you let it rip. I'm so ass. Here, try again. Okay, ready? 3, 2. Hey! I stumbled upon this content creator named Baby Stickley, who, shocker, is a LooksMaxxer and probably one of the worst archetypes of internet LooksMaxxer. Don't get me wrong, I hate all LooksMaxxers, but this specific archetype, I'd probably kill that guy if I didn't have so much to live for. So, I get you're lucky, I guess. I do just want to state there's nothing wrong with wanting to look like handsome Squidward. There's nothing wrong about changing your looks, promoting health and your fitness. Okay, I'm all for that. I'm all for fitness, but that's not what they do. Because if they did do that, they would be called health influencers. So yeah, let's look at his max. That one bro if he locked in. Pause. Why are Lookxmaxxers so obsessed with that one bro? Who is that one bro? And why do they care about how much poo-tang he brings in? That one bro has a life. He has a job. He probably already has a wife. Why are you worried about him? I feel like that one bro is used as a mask to hide the fact that they really want it to be you. You know, me if I locked in. You could be hot if you locked in. But by calling your friend ugly and making him feel like he's the fugly in the group, and if he just locked in, he'd pull out a girls.
I mean, just think about it for a second. How would you feel if your friend who doesn't do jack shit sends you a video of some guy who looks like Baby Stickly saying that one bro if he locked in and it refers to you? You would be fucking pissed. I don't want to look like that guy. This has been an Editing Joshua special. Back to the video.
Yeah! Holy cringe on both parts. That's a Craigrin, all right? Cringe in the flick. That's a Craigrin. Digifuse.
Make us dribble.
Yeah, we can see that. Mrs. Drink the water and then spill it out. That's so gross. Where did the water even go? Why are you wasting that water? That's precious liquid that could be wasted on something more important, like your mom's AI minion prompts on Facebook. Instead, you're drooling over PewDiePie ugly too. No, wait, let me stop. Wait. Whoa. He do kind of look like PewDiePie. He's just having so much fun being glazed by these, for sure, not adults on Omegle. That's what that one bro could be doing. Instead of having a life, instead of having a job, your bro could be a pet.
You're AI.
Nope, you are.
That's a fake background.
He's laughing, but that's not a compliment. All right, what's the next one? I think this is the one I really have a problem with. Let's watch this one, guys. Then I'll talk about my problems after. That's why you watch, right? No! Right? We get it. Okay, you have a car and I don't. So let's stop right here, all right? We got another flag on the play. This is why I can't respect any Lookxmaxxers, besides all the other stuff, you know, the blatant, besides the racism. That's not him. That kid is not him. The only reason I found Baby Sicko over here is because as I was doing researchers into a specific Lookxmaxxer who we're gonna talk about, he popped up, and it's because the stuff that he was doing here. I found a thread of normal people where they talked about the issues. That kid isn't him, okay? So, okay, weird. Why are you doing that? Why are we taking pictures of kids and being like, hey, this is what I used to look like. I used to look gay. And I needed to change. So I hit the gym, started juicing. I look even gayer now. Imagine a random photo of you as a kid got leaked on the internet. Not even leaked, you posted it. Baby Stickly over here took that and you're the before to his after. Imagine some Lookxmaxxer calling you gay for internet clout. That's so crazy. Especially since some of the posts on his Instagram are gayer than the kid just being there. He looks about, what, 14 here, maybe even 16. I feel like if you go to the gym and you're obsessed with the gym, it should be because you like the gym, but it shouldn't be for the acceptance of anybody else but yourself. Same when it comes to finding a partner, because at the end of the day, a relationship isn't about how many women you could sleep with or their attractiveness level or their fucking candle tilt. It's about finding someone that loves you for you and you can die with them together, unless you happen to die before them. They're just gonna go find somebody else. Why do we need the information on you breaking your leg? I don't care about this. Oh my god, this is literally the numbers from Call of Duty. He's being indoctrinated. If you watch this and you decide that this is something you want to do, it's worked on you. You're a dumbass. He's literally showing you that he was brainwashed. He didn't do any research. All right, man, where's the next one? Wait, there's a Jawline tutorial on here.
If your jawline looks something like that, and you're wondering why it doesn't look like that, but you keep seeing other guys go from this to that, 4 things you can implement today so that in 3 months' time, when summer rolls around, You mog. First things first.
3 months? What if I want the mogifications right now? All right, hold on. Let's do his tips, because I told you guys about this. I got like the uneven masseters. So here's this side, right? You know, let's do this side. Let's follow his tips and get this jaw right.
First things first. Yeah, you gotta be lean. Get a calorie deficit going. But at 10% body fat, my jawline look like this, so this is where the other 3 come in clutch. You don't
Okay, well, I had McDonald's today, so fuck, I already fucked it up.
know how to swallow. See, there's a moment when you're a toddler when you're supposed to stop breastfeeding and start gnawing on some raw meat. Instead, you were spoon-fed mashed potatoes and mushy peas, so you never learned how to swallow like an adult.
What?
This swallowing without using your buccinators or your cheek muscles. So no facial expression, sealed lips, good posture, and let your tongue do all of the work when you swallow. Now, that in and of itself is going to do a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes.
Nobody eats like that. Nobody eats like Wallace and Gromit. Nobody eats like that. Where is he getting this from? Literally just making shit up. Oh my goodness.
Pilot bone to reach the fucking moon. So we're going to do chin tucks. See, notice how you've heard me say chin tucks before, but you still don't do them. It takes like 5 minutes. Chuck it on every back day at the gym and just forget about it. It's not hard. The key is to tuck your chin when you get to halfway up the rep instead of doing a full range of motion neck curl.
Can I be honest? Can I be a little raunchy? It looks like he's teaching you how to suck from that angle. He's not beating the allegations.
Full range of motion neck curl. And lastly, of course, you need to be training your masseters.
No, that's okay. I think I've had enough of that. In the video, Baby, oh my goodness. What am I going to call him? I'm just going to call him Baby. I'm done playing games with you, Baby. Baby is kind of proving that this mindset, or what he went through, is kind of a pipeline. All of his insecurities, body dysmorphia, maybe even mental issues could have been solved with nutrition and a therapist. But instead, he chose to do research, go down the rabbit hole, and again, now he just looks like PewDiePie. Now there's 2 dudes. No, there's more LooksMaxxers. There's a group of people who look like PewDiePie. What is his problem? If you're LGBTQ+ and you happen to be homeless, so you're in need of a home, Baby Stickley got rooms available, rent free. Now you know that was a good joke. All of this just to look like other people who go to the gym. And again, I'm not against self-improvement. I too am trying to get big. Look at that. Look at that arm. It could be so much bigger. But I never thought that I needed to do anything else besides eat healthy. Maybe study a little bit up on how to eat healthy and tracking my, my food intake. And sure, there's a genetic things involved, but I'm no Dr. Mike or whatever. I'm more of a Air Mike. We already talked about this. I have no left. The whole LooksMaxxing life, especially with it targeting children nowadays, is just taking away the time that you could be spending as a kid. I'm not even close to being unk yet. I know what the internet says about being 25 plus is old, etc., etc. Again, I'm only 25 and I still feel like I didn't get to do as much as a kid. I feel like I missed out on a lot. So imagine being a Lookxmaxxer and doing all of that from like, what, 16 to 30 or whatever, or even 40, and you slow down. And then you realize that you wasted your life. Your body's exploded from all the drugs you're taking. Your life is filled with a bunch of fake ass friends. You have nothing to show. Your body's just fucked up. You look like the tanks from Left 4 Dead. You see this? I almost knocked over that. You see this? I had to buy my childhood back, so I just want to show you guys my collection. I got a new book. Instead of enjoying your childhood, you spent most of your life injecting yourself and doing all of this crazy techniques and mogifications just to raise your Canthalt Mog bone chisel max points up by 2.5 giggle shits or whatever. This is random. I notice on Instagram people who message me, you guys have been asking to send me stuff. I gotta set up a PO box. So once I get a PO box set up, you guys can send me whatever. Okay, maybe Prince of Egypt. I already have it, but I love Prince of Egypt. So if you transition, because I don't know how to get to this part either. So we just got done talking about this sort of guy, the LooksMaxxer guy. That's one of the aesthetics. But I want to talk about the guy, right? And I don't mean the guy as in like he's the it man. I literally mean the guy from Spy Kids. His name is Clavicular. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. As you can see, my face isn't facing you. I don't care enough about Clavicular to do a research part myself. So we're gonna go through this Wikipedia together and get the basic know-how. Braden Peters, known as Clavicular, is an American online streamer and influencer. He became known in the mid-2020s on Kick and TikTok for his LooksMaxxing content, which commentators have described as extreme and controversial, particularly for practices such as facial bone smashing and using crystal meth to stay lean. Firstly, just to Clavicular, he's probably probably never gonna see this. Why pick a name like that, you know? You're just making it harder for our future doctors. This is why they use ChatGPT now. Imagine needing to do some surgery on someone's clavicle and they look it up and then you pop up, running someone over in the Cybertruck. Yo, fun fact, Google used to be the coolest thing to me as a kid. Obviously, I grew up when the internet was being established. Oh my God. But yeah, that was the coolest shit to me when I was a kid. You mean to tell me I could get on this big ass computer screen, type in whatever I want, and it'll show that to me? That's cool. Peak internet, show me Goku. But now Google is just trash. You type in clavicle and again, this guy shows up injecting whatever into some girl's face live on the internet. But yeah, let's get back on track. If you needed more proof that clavicular should have been named sacroiliac, my future doctors out here. Like the Wikipedia said, in December, Clavicular ran somebody over live.
Oh my God.
For someone who's supposed to be so manly, why does Clavicular always look unsure of himself? If you look up confidence online, it'll show you the definition of confidence, and then you hit the triangle, it'll show you an antonym section, and then it'll show Clavicular. Why the fuck would you do that? Obviously, I can't show the man it doesn't get shown, but he still did it live. Being a kick streamer is like a death sentence. It's like you have an angel and a demon on your shoulder, but instead of that, it's just two demons. Like the two people in his car, the girl, but then there's the guy in the background that's like, just drive.
Oh my God.
Is he dead?
I don't know.
Hopefully, this is not Aura. Dude, you're going to jail. He didn't go to jail. And you know, I don't even want to get into his consumption and his use of the N-word, because at this point, it's not even the bar. It's not surprising. There's a clip of him responding to this streamer named Silky. And if you don't know who Silky is, if you've ever seen the meme of a grown man jumping so high in the air, you think he touched the sky for LeBron James? That's Silky.
Hey guys, before I say what I'm about to say, I want you to remember that change starts with you. So yeah, I got the two confused. I thought Silky and Ty Lil were the same guy.
Excuse me?
They aren't. Yeah, and in February, I understand. I will be better about this. To make up for it, I don't know, man. I don't want to say anything that I'm not gonna do. I'm not watching any of their streams, dude. Not even a diss to them. It's just, that's not for my age group, dude. Just act like I said Ty Lil, okay?
And you know what? Look, I don't blame him, because I'd also do the same thing. For LeBron, Corey Kenshin, Dashy, Berleezy. If you can jump higher than because Berleezy's just all head, so you're jumping high. Kendrick Lamar, shoot, fucking SpongeBob. Top of the vert tester. The TLDR on that interaction is Silky said that if Clavicular were to use the N-word around him, regardless of which variation, rightfully so, he would have to put the hands on them. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. And Testicular responds the same way he responds to everything. Very shaken, very scared, like he usually does.
Silky wanted to squabble with you if you ever said the word around him.
Bro, there's no squabbling that's gonna happen. I don't understand, bro. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm too rich to squabble with fucking words. Like, let's be real.
Look, man, I'm just too rich to get my ass kicked. I talk shit, but there's already footage of me getting my shit banged in. I came twice. And if you need more proof that these guys are just a bunch of losers, let's just take a look at this together.
I have a ton of female friends, but I fucked all of them.
Oh my God, I can't. Yeah, I got tons of girlfriends, and they all touch my no-no squell. What? More like my yes squell.
You're just in that line.
But you understand you could just not want to.
No, I can't understand that. Because then they're ugly fucking whores, and why would you want to be anywhere near them?
What's a father?
I'll get just utterly repulsed.
Utterly repulsed, says the guy with 2 different sized nostrils. Let me be quiet, for he spent another $35,000 to get that fixed as well.
35,000.
My biggest problem with extracurricular over here is the fact that he decided to band together and group with the worst people on the planet, not just to go clubbing, but they were also in the back of a limo so they could sing HH by Ye.
I'm the villain.
Right right there. And I won't even get in trouble for showing this. He did this. I think that there's one thing we can agree on that Lookxmaxxers do better than anybody, and that is dealing with the consequences of their actions. That didn't happen at all, by the way. Yeah, so after that night, I'm pretty sure, I think Clavicular got banned from every club in Miami. The rest of the guys got their fair share of consequences as well. And they were all upset that they had the label of Nazi next to their name. When it's like, why are you surprised? You literally HH'd in the limo, and then you said Jews mad. The only way you can ever HH without getting in trouble is if you're portraying Hitler or you're battling Darth Vader. And there's one more thing that I like to kind of poke at. It'll make sense in a second. And that's peptides. Now, I've checked through my statistics, and surprisingly, my audience is old enough to know what peptides are. But I'm gonna give an explanation to the part of my audience that isn't really old enough to understand. You know, that's me. I watch my own videos. Okay, where's my book? I have a book for this. I'm going to explain what peptides are in the notes that I took, and you guys are gonna listen because you're proud of me for taking notes on some performative shit. No Kyson. What's in the journal, Joshua? What's in the journal? Just fucking triangles, circles. We got so you can see me reading. Peptides are a chain of 2 to about 100 amino acids. They are linked together by an amide They are linked together by an amide bond, They are linked together by an amide bond and can be found in any combination. The number of possible combinations is virtually infinite, and the amino acids may be repeated in any frequency, even with short peptides. For example, in a peptide with 10 amino acids, D-capeptide, approx 3.6 million different combinations. The name usage typically depends on the length. Proteins, 100 amino acids. Peptides, 2 to 100 amino acids. Short peptides are named as followed. But yeah, dude, so as I was looking into these Lookxmaxxers, whoever androgynous is, getting slapped by a Samoan dude in the bathroom, I started noticing everybody. They just slide these bags, they open them, and it's just all of these different vials, syringes, and needles, and they're just juicing themselves live on the platform. And these aren't just any drugs. What are their names? GHKCU, BPC-157, TB-500. Firstly, why are people taking these, and why do these names sound like pack-a-punch weapons? I need to preface that if you have to use any of this for medicinal help, obviously that's okay, thumbs up. No one is gonna get mad at you for using Tylenol because you have a headache, so, you know. But then again, I did see a 15-year-old telling me that I should, you know, take that as well. You got a 6-pack, so, you know, I should probably listen. It's just weird to see a lot of people start to avoid the skincare, shoot, the tape across the mouth, healthy eating. We just do drugs now. There's also this clip I've seen of this guy comparing peptides to alcohol.
Little warning, 178,000 people did pass away from peptides this year.
What?
Just kidding, that was alcohol.
You're telling me the population that does more drinking than they do injecting themselves with peptides died more? Hey man, so many people have died to guns. You probably can't even count it on your fingers, but I promise you that if somebody wanted to take your life with a knife, you would die the same. Needless to say, these guys are losers. I couldn't imagine being this bigoted, hateful, bland human being. Yeah, you can bench press 500, but you also look like Motherboard from Cyber Chase, so who's the real winner? I still don't have a name for you guys, so imagine that I do, and I'll see you later.
Interested